You know, when it first started off, it was my father, my mother, and my brother and me. You know, that's when I can remember, you know, and that was 2 years. I was 2 years old by then. So the first thing I do remember is staring out of a window, you know, in Arkansas where I was born, just meditating and thinking of the future at that point. I was 2 years old, but somehow I seemed to be geared towards good things coming up. You know, I grew up right over there in East LA, over there on uh, Soto and Olympic over there, where the old Sears building was, right around that area. In the courts, you know, I grew up in the Strata Courts was medium income for the poor people, and we weren't poor, but we certainly weren't rich, but we made out. I really remember the people, how they took care of each other around there, you know, and they really didn't have much, but what they did have, they shared.
Willie was a good kid. He had a drawl, and he spoke kind of slowly and all that, and he had a sense of humor, and he was a very likable kid. I liked him very much.
By the time I got over in Roosevelt, I was quite a sports guy. I had speed to burn, and you know, I was a basketball player. I could do it all. You know, when you're good in sports, man, you pretty much kind of become the man about the campus. You know, my teachers, boy, they were fantastic. They took care of me. They knew what was going on, and they were aware of everything happening. So they took care of me by always reminding me what I had to do. You know, got to get your little homework done, because if you don't, you're not going to be ready for that track meet coming up.
And he'd put his head down on the table. He'll start sleeping. I said, Willie, wake up. Time to learn some English.
I can remember baseball practice where I used to be practicing to play baseball, you know, and go to a track meet, take 2 or 3 hours off and go to the track meet and win 3 events for the track team and come back and continue playing baseball. That's what I did. That was kind of nice, because I was able to help the school become noticed in sports during the time I was there, and that's a great feeling. You know what? I'm looking forward to seeing those shoes. I remember giving them to the, you know, leaving them there.
And he was my sprinter. You know, he ran about 9.6, 9.7, and he long jumped. He broke the national record of the high school record of the long jump.
And I remember that event, that long jump over there in East LA, where I was 25.5 which was the interscholastic record for high jumping at that time.
As an athlete, basketball player, all around baseball and everything else, he was a top city at that time.
It wasn't really drafted, you know what I'm saying? Out of high school then, it was different back then. You know, if you were good enough and there's somebody that liked you enough, they could just sign you right on up out of high school. And that's what happened to me. This guy, I was fortunate enough to be noticed by a Dodger scout. His name was Kenny Myers, and he took me, trained me to become a major leaguer. You know, just 2 years in the minors, C-ball, AAA, and I was there, and I stayed there. The way that happened was we were at the dog tracks. That's the greyhound races, you know, greyhound speed, right? The way they look, slim, bones, you know, and they're speedy animals. So we were all there, the Dodgers coming to LA from back down there, Scottsdale, and so we stopped off in Phoenix, you know, right next to my home where I grew up. That's where the track was. So we're in there, all the players in the upper brass, and we're there. So the 3-box won at over half the races, maybe 3/4 of the races, the number 3 box, where the dog breaks out of the 3 hole. So they said, hey, that's you, the 3 dog. You're a greyhound, you got speed to burn, so we're naming you the 3 dog. And so that it stuck. 1960, that was my year in Spokane AAA ball, where I hit 365. I led the league in triples. In both the leagues where I started, I led the league in hitting and 4 or 5 other departments. The buzz was, here comes the next Willie Mays. And I'm in my mind, I said, no, it's not, there's only one Willie Mays. Here comes the next Willie Davis, and there's only one Willie Davis. And here I am, bang, and I was here. Duke Snider, imagine that. I'm gonna replace the Duker. But no big deal, you know, he had a long career. He was about ready to call it a day anyway. So when they came here and I saw him, I said, okay, Duke, you had a great reign, but it's time for me to take over, and we just did it that way, you know. 1963, man, we won everything, and we beat the Yankees 4 in a row in the World Series, and that was my first one. I'll never forget that, and I'll never forget my teammates, and I'll never forget those times we had during that series. Really kind of special because we didn't give them a chance. We beat them 4 in a row, and not only did we beat them, but we beat them very good. People want to know that because they know that if they see people and they're getting along and they're winning ball games, man, they want to know the formula for that. And they saw the formula. That was us together: Tommy Davis, Willie Davis, Maury Wills, Sandy Koufax, Dunn Drysdale, Johnny Padres, Stan Williams, and guys like that, Duke Snyder, and they were all here. And Jackie Robinson. See, that's a legacy that the Dodgers have that no other organization has. What the Dodgers have meant to me is it's almost like a parent. I feel like the reason I'm here, part of the reason, is because the Dodgers are a baseball team and I'm a baseball player. When we get together, that sparks a whole lot of things going on that the people around get to enjoy because they're there too. And you know what, man, I wouldn't trade my work for the Dodgers for any other thing ever. Now, I consider myself average, but you know, for the person in general that's average, if they can just do a couple of key things and get a hold to the fundamentals about sports, anything, work or life in general, man, this place is the place to be because you're going to be enjoying more times than not, and that's been my life. I can truly say that I don't miss playing because I played enough, you know, right out of high school. I played 27 years. I love baseball. I'm around it, you know, and I love the feeling that you get when you're victorious. I like that because that's something that comes from inside you that you can't fake and nobody can give it to you. But when you exhibit it, it comes out looking like confidence and winning World Series and winning pennants and sharing it with your teammates and the fans. This one came from my high school days when I was a very youngster, and you know, I'm enjoying it all, and I feel good, and looking forward to being inducted.